Now let's continue to talk with the Gary Russen program.
Working before. Hello. Yeah, I think it's working now. Sorry about that. Sometimes I have to check my microphone with my Spreaker to find out if I'm registering my voice in it. And sometimes I might even have to go ahead and turn it up a little bit in my levels to get it up. Okay, I think we've got a little bit more level there. So I'm going to bring that up just a little bit on the bridge. Because I was not getting anywhere as far as sound quality. I don't know, I think my microphone level is going down. I just turned it down on attenuator, trying to get those levels up, so I normally have to deal with that later on next week when I get back on the air here to see why I'm not getting the level of satisfaction here. Anyway, we're back on the air, the Gary Russen program, closing out our show for today. One more segment, and kind of wrap things up for next edition today. I'm going to be checking this here. I'm pretty sure we sound pretty good. I don't see anything. The microphone's moving with my voice, and the levels are good. I don't know. I don't know if it's the DJ board or what it is. It's just sometimes I think that because I don't know, I'm going to look around and see if I can seriously get a new console that will work correctly. But otherwise, this is the last part of the Gary Russen program for today here on CJRB Online. And I know I've had my friend Michael J. Martin on North Carolina time that my sound wasn't all that good. And I'm checking all my levels here, and I don't see where I'm not that bad. Now, the other friend of mine that listens to me quite a bit out of Davenport, Michael J. Out of KLA, and that was David Baker, would tell me whether or not I sound bad or good, and I'm going to have to check on my system to find out. Now I'm looking at the meter, the light meter with my voice, and I have it on the red line. I have the white line and the red line matched on my DJ mix on Spreaker, so that the voice comes out better. So I think it has to be a lot mixer system, but a lot of times I use this mixer system for a lot of stuff, and so a lot of times I need it, but I'm going to try some other things that I might have to do some jumping and switching and all this stuff, and I have to find my headphone microphone that I use sometimes, and try to see how I can use it while I'm doing the FM to see whether or not I can rig something up and still have a mixer. I have to get another wide connection or some kind of a plug, universal plug I can plug into, and see how that works, because for some apparent reason I was not getting anything coming out of it. And that's how I figured out the last break, because my DJ console was fizzling out. So what I'm doing right now is I got the microphone further from my face, and I turned up my mixer all the way to 10 on my microphone level, and I brought it back up here on the Spreaker level, see if that would make any difference. in the quality of my sound now. The only way I'll find out is when I play the podcast later to see where I'm at here. Other than that, so without wasting so much time on levels, I thought, well, just kind of wrap it up here. We've been talking about a lot of things on our Freestyle Friday. One of them is the posting on my question of the day. What would you do if you had terminal cancer? Would you call it quits and get an assisted suicide in a state that allows it, such as this young lady did, 29-year-old Maynard did? Or would you live out your life as long as you could and maybe just fill stuff on your bucket list or something, to fill in, So what do you think of that? That question's open pretty much through next week. Okay, or let's say I'm going to leave that question open now. Question of the month. Let's make it the question of the month because I'm going to be on in the next 2 weeks with another Gary Russen program, and I'm going to post that question over and over again for the next week or so and see if we get some responses to read for you on the air. I'm going to do that and see what responses. I'm trying to see if how I'm sounding. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do now is I'm going to share this on Facebook and see it and Twitter. See if anybody else knows it. I just don't know. For some reason, my sound is not kicking. So I'm going to do some checking here. And I was playing it back, and I can hear my voice coming over, so I'm all right there. But I think I got it up too high on the speaker and on the microphone. As long as I know I really sound like the only way I'll find out how I'm doing on that is to see if anybody out there is listening to the because I'm doing it in the wrong just to let it on the mic level down. Not to say I'm speaking so loud. I don't know why. On Spreaker, you're showing no modulation. Spreaker putting on modulation, but I'm getting so I don't know. I think it's just because if I play what's going on, I'm feeling it. Okay, let me register if I play my tune. Okay, so now I know that this is going to be a good thing. Yeah, so I'm going to have to do some tweaking on the sound. So I'm going to see if I can get my computer sounded by the to get me some quality sound. I've got to record on the exterior mixer, and I have it down to and then I see if that is I think what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to take more ways of bringing up music retire this mixer completely. But right now I like to use it as much as I possibly can until I were to get a new one. I'm going to look around and see what I can find later on. But now I'm seeing normal modulation on my microphone, on my speaker. So goodness knows what that is. But I'll get this figured out. Coming up though, like I said, I got about 7 minutes left of this show, so I'm going to use it to my advantage and let you know exactly what's coming up here on TJRB this week. Coming up tomorrow, like I said before, tomorrow night here on TJRB Online, it's way out there. Strange, the weird, the bizarre, the unusual. Tomorrow night, right here on TJRB at 8 p.m. Central Time. Talk about a lot of weird stuff, and I mentioned one of them was free to exercise the house. A boy claims he got stuck in a portal to hell in his house in Gary, Indiana. So we're going to talk about that one. That's a weird story. Strange but true segment. We'll revisit the Molten House Earth Files, and we're going to talk about stuff on there. And also a little story about the roots about rock and roll, about the occult and rock and roll. And we're going to get into that. And a few other things, so we're going to want to check that show out. Then Sunday and Monday, no broadcast. We'll be off the air on Sunday and Monday. We'll be back on the air Tuesday night at 8 o'clock again, Central Time, for Positive Rock Twin Spin Tuesday. Yeah, it's time for one of those. Yep. Love the Twin Spin Tuesday. Choose from your favorite Christian artist. That's a great show. Love doing that one. We got a really great show there. That's coming up on Tuesday night here on GJRB, 8 o'clock Central. So you're going to tune in for that. And then on Wednesday, starting at about 1 o'clock, it's the last 7 days. We're going to try it Wednesday. Now, this is not the same show we're going to be going up to broadcast, record. No, it's an entirely different show. This is the last 7 days from the previous Wednesday. Okay? Last 7 days from the previous Wednesday. And then we're going to air that show that I record the following Saturday as a podcast. Okay? That's how I'm doing that. So you're going to hear that show tomorrow, on Wednesday. That's the show that I recorded last Wednesday. Okay, last Wednesday at Hy-Vee. So here in Portland. So you'll be hearing that show on Wednesday, and then right after that.